Hi Aries, welcome to your reading for Gemini season. I'm so glad we're here together because this reading is also hopefully gives me some answers that I am contemplating on. And what better way to get answers than in Gemini season? Geminis, they're all about communication and sibling relationships too. It's perhaps the first type of relationship that we're exposed to, when we are born outside of our parents. So I can understand how there's a significance there with Gemini. It's like experiencing love for the first time. Not romantic love, of course, but just love in general. Learning to reciprocate, learning to communicate concerns, learning to be protective. Okay, learning to be of assistance, learning to be helpful, even passing down knowledge. Okay, so I just want to say before we get into this reading, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, tap on the notification bell. And if you guys want a personal, you can check out my website, thewitchswitch.com. I have all of my booking information there. Okay, and my email's there too, so don't ever hesitate to send an email if you have any questions. Communication is absolutely welcomed. Okay, the card fell out, so let's see. Let me just bring that up a bit. I also woke up like a half hour ago, and your reading has been on my mind. Usually I do Aries first, but this season I decided to be a little more random. Okay, so here you are, front and center. Now there is definitely something that you've been wanting, and I think it has presented itself to you. You've earned it. You've absolutely earned it. The thing is that the thing that you've wished for, the thing that you've always wanted, the opportunity that finally came that you've been waiting for so long, finally represents itself to you, and it seems like a really great offer, but you're still kind of contemplating a bit. Yeah. You are reevaluating whether this opportunity either meets the person you are now or someone you used to be. Okay? And I feel like there's a lack of alignment here. Now, the devil in the reverse to the tower, to me, indicates that the opportunity is probably not as bad as you have it in your head or how you feel about it. Okay, I feel like this tower moment isn't something that just came out of, it does come out of nowhere, but I don't think the effects is really as detrimental as you feel that it is. Okay, and I don't know if that makes sense, but let me see if I could explain better. This opportunity kind of came out of nowhere. It is something you've always wanted, and it presented itself to you. But the circumstances that come with the opportunity is something that you are contemplating over or discerning, right? This opportunity does bring a lot of emotional fulfillment and happiness, but at the same time, I feel like this opportunity also lacks stability when it comes to how you feel you will handle it, how you feel you will take charge of it, if you will succeed once you have it. Aries are so great manifestors. We love to manifest what we want, but we often forget to consider that the things that we want aren't always necessarily the things that we need. Therefore, it's not as high of importance as we originally thought it was. So I think it's being able to learn to live without or picture yourself not accepting or not having that thing. And then picturing yourself having it with the circumstances that are presenting itself to you. Which is a better road? Which is a better outlet? Okay? I'd say follow your gut. We have a lot of water placements here. We have Queen of Cups, Ace of Cups. You have the Chariot here as well, Cancer energy. So there is a lot of Cancer energy here that I'm seeing. So it's needing to be using your intuition. I think that would be your best path for judgment, honestly. It's being also very instinctual, because here you are. Okay, and Aries runs on instinct, but I think what you need to do is align your confidence with your emotional needs, value, and currency. I always say that money is not the only form of currency that exists. Time and energy is also a factor. And it's also just as valuable. Just because it's not tangible doesn't make it any less of value. We need time. Time is precious. We shouldn't waste it. And we also need our life force and our energy to be able to do it. If we're allowed to spread ourselves thin, or perhaps do too much for other people, we have nothing left for ourselves. Okay, and then we all know how we get when we're tired or cranky or moody. We're not pleasant to be around. So it becomes a ripple effect, because then if we're not pleasant to be around, no one wants to be around us. Therefore, opportunities don't present itself to us. And then we feel stagnant and depressed and unhappy because we're not moving. All right. So you know that not every battle is worth fighting for. You're very strategic in that regard. Why? Because you don't want to lose. You don't want to fail. And I feel like this opportunity that comes, yes, it's something you've always wanted, but I don't think the circumstances bring enough confidence where you feel like you'll succeed in it. I don't think you believe it's a battle that you will win. And it's really hard, because it's like, what do we do? I can tell you that I'm not often in a predicament like this. And I think most Aries aren't either, because when they do jump, when they do things out of impulse, I think the reason why people have a problem with you doing that, or they don't like it, it's not that you're being reckless, but the fact that you always win, or something just works out for you. Right? So, and because of that, you never really had to contemplate, you just always knew things would work. But now the energies are calling on you to kind of be a little more logical and reasonable. Excuse me, I can't speak again, just woke up. And I just lost my train of thought, but it's been hard, okay? Like, I would say, for me personally, this tower moment hit me yesterday. And I do not know what to do, because I can't decipher if I'm just getting out of my own way, or if I truly will not succeed in the ways that I've always wanted, or, I desired this opportunity, and now that it's here, I don't know if it's self-sabotage, or I'm legit like warning myself not to do it. That's where I think most Aries people are. It's your intuition versus your instinct. And for some people, that may be the same thing. I don't think so. I feel like instinct comes during a time of survival or threat. That's where I feel like instinct comes in. The circumstances is not in that regard, but yet being instinctual is included, because you're trying to consider your well-being, your future, how things will affect you. So yeah, it is kind of like a survival mindset that you go through, where the instinct comes in, but your intuition also comes in as well, and also from a state of safety and security, but in different ways, measured in different forms. So let's keep shuffling the cards here. Sorry about that, guys. Now, the Ten of Cups in reverse for me can also indicate hearing news of maybe an authoritative figure in your life or a parent. There could be some things that just kind of happen very abruptly in the home life or, within your family or friends or even work. So be prepared for that, okay? These are going to be emotional upheavals. And you're going to be asked to kind of take on a role where you're going to have to be your strong self, but also be compassionate, empathetic, and sympathetic at the same time. So you're going to have to play two roles. It makes sense for Gemini season. Now, most Aries may have Gemini placements. So if you do, apply it to that area in your life. If you read birth charts, see what house it's in. See where that Gemini placement is placed. And that should tell you where this upheaval may occur and how you can handle it. Because again, Geminis are duplicitous. So you have to be two people at once, which you can absolutely do. It will require you to have to be really strong, keep to yourself while you're going through it at the same time. Your fire is a form of strength that is meant to help others. And in the meantime, help yourself, but you're going to be going through it at the same time. Okay, so it's going to be extremely difficult for you this upcoming season. This is where your strength is really, really tested. Okay. All right, and nothing lasts forever. So although it feels like the end of the world, that whole death and rebirth process, death isn't really the end all be all. It's just a form of transformation. You will transform and you will be able to either reflect, like I think a part of who you are, your identity is going to change or end. And I think it has a lot to do with getting back to who you were when you were a certain age, between the ages of 6 and 9. Like that's how young. And, things will absolutely feel rebalanced. I don't know if you have an epiphany about something or whatever this thing that comes in as a desire reminds you of something, a time when you were very, very young that brought a lot of happiness, that brought in a lot of purity. And you finally get an understanding as to why your life has turned out the way it was to this present moment. And I think you'll be surprised of that this understanding comes from a place of a mindset that you once had when you were this young. And you get the feeling or you get the sense that you've asked for this. Now, whether you realize it's something you've always wanted or you realize the dangers of asking for this thing, it's still a lesson learned and it allows you to have more power than I think you've ever realized before, to be quite honest. So this is a good thing. Despite how hard it is, despite just for a few weeks perhaps, it's only going to be short-lived, whatever this tower is, whatever this disruption is, whatever this shock is, news even, things falling apart. It's kind of meant to show you and remind you of a certain aspect of yourself that you forgot that holds a lot of power. So I think that's good because we are innocent. We are a bit naive. We do have that childlike wonder. Out of all the fire signs, we are the youngest at heart. We are the purest at heart. The Page of Wands is us. So it's getting back to that softness, to the lamb aspect of our personality, So it's okay if you feel like you're going back to something that you once left behind. Sometimes in order to take a step forward, we have to take 2 steps back. Because our mindset, right? The way we think does serve a purpose, but sometimes it's not meant to serve a purpose for the rest of our life. So we need to be changeable. to the circumstances around us, to the environment, to the people that come in our lives. We're meant to be a certain person, and then just like Gemini season, we have to adapt to the circumstances. So it's okay if you have to take a step back or two. You're meant to reevaluate something with this new perspective that you've acquired. That's how you're able to then move forward and change your reality. The battle that you previously went through, the war's over in that regard. It's done. Now we need to face new challenges. We need to change our mindset. That's over. 88. Now, going back to something, reevaluating is going to take you away from your consistency, from your focus. Okay, just understand that when it does happen, that's just what it's meant to do. When we reflect, we are going to be a bit distracted. We're going to have to like go through things, and it's going to take time. Just know that it's going to put a halt on you pursuing something, on you going after something, on you following your goals. Your consistency is going to drop, but you'll be fine. The Five of Pentacles in reverse indicates that this short-term halt is just a quick pause. It's not going to affect your finances, so don't think of it as something extreme, like, oh my God, like I already feel like I'm not doing anything, and then you get panicky because you feel like the things that you've worked for, they're going to get lost or pulled from under you. That's not the case at all. You're meant to reevaluate. You're meant to rest right now. It's okay. Allow the information to come to you, especially if you have a Gemini moon, okay? Because a moon sign is affiliated with Cancer, majority water signs, okay? And the Eight of Cups indicating to me you're going to have to kind of reflect a bit. If you have Gemini placements in the 8th house, that also applies. 8-8, transformation, as I've mentioned. Even 5 of Pentacles in the reverse and 3 of Wands in the reverse gives you 8. So 8 is very significant for you this month, Aries. So keep a lookout for that. Okay, this is a time of changes right now. Allow the information to come in and sit with it. Once you're kind of able to get your feelings in check. And it's interesting, in order for you, earlier you had the King of Wands and the Queen of Wands. Now you have the Page of Wands and the Page of Cups. So this step back is also going to prep you. Whatever change I said is coming in, where you're going to have to be duplicitous for other people. You're going to have to be the strength for other people on top of yourself, right? Right now, this reflection is meant for you to be prepared for when that time comes. Because when that time comes, that's when you'll be mature and ready to handle the circumstances that come your way. Okay? So again, just see this pause. If you don't feel like seeing people, hanging out with people, it's okay to keep to yourself right now. It's very important that you do so. Again, I wouldn't worry so much about finances in your future. I think you'll do really well. It's just not your time right now. There's still a lot of information you need and that you need to prep for before you can handle these circumstances. So if they're not emotional, it could be anything related to your job, your career, your path, however that applies. All right? Don't be taking on responsibilities that you know for sure that you're not ready to handle yet. Okay? So if you're waiting on confirmation to pick on a decision, and you feel like you're leaning more towards not choosing it, the King of Pentacles in reverse and the Two of Swords in the reverse indicates you're not ready for the challenges that are presented to yourself right now, and you know this, and it's okay. It's okay to admit that. It's okay. It's actually pretty fair for yourself to know what you can handle, what you can't. Why put yourself in a position where you may potentially fail or lose? You hate to lose, right? So this is, you may feel like this is an ego thing, but at the same time, this is where the instinct comes in, because it's just going to make you worse if you were to take the opportunity. So in the end, there is no benefit. And the benefit may be temporary, but it actually costs you more. So you do know that you're not equipped in a practical sense to handle a challenge, whether it's information, whether it is experience. And you also know that your heart is not in it. So there's no need to be in a two of swords state when we know what the right decision is. We're just kind of battling our ego. So you need to understand that. And again, more eights. So don't make any decisions. Wait for these messages to come through. Wait for the opportunity to present itself officially comes to you. Okay. And even though you're going to probably take a step back from pursuing forward, just remember that even though you take a step back, it's still a good place to be in. So I honestly wouldn't worry so much about turning down that once in a lifetime opportunity that you've been waiting on, but instead seeing it as being closer to the things you actually want. We don't want to be half-assed. We don't want to have happiness if it means we're going to sacrifice something else. We want it all. And you do deserve to have it all. All right? So, I'm going to leave that there, Aries. Let's see what your shadow work card is. Now you can, evaluate the questions. Let me know in the comments if they apply. All right. It says, what trait do you admire in others and wish you possessed? I think that's a great one because then if there are positive traits, we can learn to adapt and inherit those traits within ourselves, right? Gemini season is all about adapting to other people's personalities. That's why Geminis are also the magicians. They are so adaptable in their way of being and personality. Like, they can communicate with anyone in the room. They know how to get the things that they want. They know how to be charismatic. They know how to be funny when the opportunity needs, They know how to lift up people's spirits. Like, they're very well endowed. So if there is a trait that you absolutely admire and it's a positive one, okay, I say work towards being that same way. And what is the worst feeling in the world according to you? I think that's a cool one. Not something that we want to reflect a lot on, but maybe maybe with these two cards, we can kind of apply them together. We can work on building the traits that we admire in others, in ourselves, and we could be able to utilize those traits to get us out of feeling the feelings that we fear the most. What is the worst feeling in the world according to you? What is a feeling that you never want to experience that perhaps you take away from yourself when it comes to not experiencing certain opportunities? And then be able to fill your cup like, well, what trait do I have that I feel like is admirable that I can use when I'm feeling the worst feelings in the world? Does that make sense? I don't know. You can let me know in the comments. All right, and let's take out the Moonology deck here. See what other information you should consider, some advice. Now it's saying to hold your vision. So again, if this has to do with an opportunity that has presented itself that you always wanted, but you feel like it's not the right one, hold your vision. It's going to come. Okay, more confirmation that you need to make a decision based on what's right for you and not because the opportunity came and it's like the first one you have to take. No. Okay, it's time to release negativity and luck is on your side. So I feel like once we're able to step into our own power and release all negativity and have faith that things will work out, luck is there. Believe that it is. And a fiery climax approaches. And take time to breathe out. So yeah, everything that you want is there for you. It's just not the right time. And I think you're not used to that because things usually do come on the right time for you. So this is a test for sure. But the cards are saying, hold off. This is a time of transformation. You need to reflect on some things that happened when you were younger that could serve as a strength now. So it's like having to reflect on that part of you that has been bench warmed and it's bringing them out to the surface. Okay? And then the opportunity will present itself and you will be well enabled to take it, and it'll be the right one. It'll be full of happiness and longevity and a lot of amazing things. All right, Aries, so sit tight. I know that's hard for you, but you could do it. Be duplicitous. It's Gemini season. You can adapt. I know most of you wish you could be patient. Think of someone who's idealistically patient in your eyes, and see if you can inherit some of those patient traits for yourself at this time. All right, Aries, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, tap on the notification bell. And if you want a reading, you can go to my website, thewitchswitch.com. All my services are there. Also, I'm doing personal events, so don't forget to check that out. All that information is below too. So if you ever want to have a personal reading with me and you're from the New York, New Jersey, and Pennsylvania area, come on by, visit me. I would really love to meet you. All right. Thank you so much. See you soon. Bye.